in the late 1800s and early 1900s. And I've always known of this person and realized how important they were to the Adirondacks and what we have today in terms of the Adirondack Park, Forever Wild and all that. But until I read a book just a few months ago, Nina Webb's book about Verplanck Colvin, surveyor, I really appreciate him much more now. Fascinating person, and what he did was just incredible for the citizens of New York State and the whole world, really. So he was a land surveyor, if you don't know, and he was not the first person to try to survey the Adirondacks, but he did very important, very accurate surveys of the Adirondacks, which we still kind of live by today. These measurements have held up well over 100 years later. He was surveying from 1872 up to 1900. For 28 years of his life was devoted to coming to the Adirondacks every spring right about this time and working until the late fall, until it was too cold and snowy to work anymore. And with his crews, with his men, just doing incredible work, surveying, starting over in Lake Champlain through triangulation and surveying the entire Adirondack Park. So getting accurate elevations for mountains and things and locations of lakes and all these things that we just didn't have up until that point. Dedicated his life, but in the end it was kind of a sad story. He lived out his years down in Albany and assigned to a sane asylum, essentially is what they called him back then, because they couldn't figure out what was going on with him, so they just kind of institutionalized him towards the end. And his long-term partner, work colleague, through him all those years and helped take care of him right till his death. Blake, the stories about him as well. But so there's two mountains now, two of the high peaks named Colvin and Blake. If you want to do the high peaks or have done the high peaks, you have to do those two mountains. Certainly a fitting tribute to these two. So for Verplanck Colvin, he spent so much time up there, and every year he wrote a detailed report with sketches and drawings and maps and submitted it to the legislator. Just incredible documentation of what they had measured, what they had seen. And all the time, he was an advocate for protecting the area. Through those decades that he was up there, advocate for protecting this place and making it a park that everybody could enjoy. So often people refer to the Adirondacks back then as Colvin's Country. That's the name of this song is. If I had my way, these mountains would be a park someday, and the cool rushing streams would always run clear and free, and the trees that cloth the hills would never feed the lumber mills, and the rare and scenic beauty would remain for all to see in Colvin Country. From the snowy spring to the autumn freeze, charting the metes and bounds, charting this rugged sacred ground and the good men that I lead. It's true, some days I can barely feed, but with a esprit de corps so fine, we devote their hearts and minds to Colvin Country. And the panthers that beguile, how could anything be more wild? And the mountain air so pure, take nothing else, it is the cure. My friends, now can you see the reasons that I fight for Colvin Country? Now the ignorant say my work is done. blue line that I penned is now a park for all laymen, with granite crags so sheer. How could anything be more austere? And the panthers that beguile, how could anything be more wild? And the mountain air so pure, take nothing else, it is the cure. My friends, now can you see the reasons that I fought for Colvin country? These mountains are a park today, forever wild and free. I hope they'll always be. My friends, now can you see that I gave my life to God? Colvin country.